What's your name?
My name is Trey Bailey.
How old are you?
I am 22, going to turn 23 soon.
How long have you been a car enthusiast?
Well, before this car, I had a 97 Honda Accord, and it was pretty clapped. It was a good like A and B car, but you know, back then I didn't really understand what it meant to be like a true enthusiast. I just kind of saw cool cars on the street and thought, oh, it'd be really cool to have one of those one day. But I feel like being an actual enthusiast started maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But I've always been into cars. Watched Speed Racers as a young child. Had hundreds of Hot Wheels all the time. I still have them. But yeah, I've really been into cars pretty much my entire life.
And what car do you drive?
I drive this beautiful yet beat 2015 Ford Focus ST.
Where do you work currently?
So I work at Temecula Nissan as a flat rate technician full-time. So very busy and don't really have a lot of time for the videos, but we make it happen and we have fun.
Where do you want to work in the future?
So right now, if you're not familiar with what we're doing with this car, we're in the process of building the engine, and I feel like personally I want to take part in doing that for other people, and I'm using this as kind of a stepping stone to get there. So one day I do want to become a professional engine builder and actually get into that realm of building engines and making people happy. But yeah, I'm really excited to dive into it in the future and see where it takes me.
What's something you'd like to be known for?
I would say there's a lot of things I'd like to be known for. I would like to be known for, you know, not just having a fast Focus or like a particular car, but mostly just having the skill of driving. I want to hone in my skills and become a better driver than I already am, and just get on the track and be known for, you know, setting good lap times, and also, like I said earlier, being able to build engines and be good at it and actually be proficient and show people what I can create and be known for that.
How do you think your skills contribute to the car community, and how would you like to contribute your skills in the future?
So, I have a lot of people hit me up on a day-to-day basis, like, hey, can you do this, can you do that? And depending on my schedule, I do the best I can to, you know, help them out and do everything. So whenever somebody needs help and they come to me, I try my best to help them out with anything with their cars, whether it be, you know, I just had somebody today ask me to help them with the radiator, and I'm hoping to be able to do that tomorrow. And people come to me and ask for suspension help. And it's just one of those things where I'm here to help anybody that needs help. So if you ever need any help or, you know, any guidance or anything, just let me know and I'll try my best to get out to you and help you out with whatever you need.
What is one thing you'd like to see change about the car community?
So the main thing, which all of us as an entire whole in the car community have a hard time with, is just trying to keep it tame on the streets. Focus on bringing it to a place where it's legal, it's safe, and where it's meant to be done in the correct way. So I feel like we need to drift away from doing all the burnt stuff on the streets, street racing, doing like over 100 where we should be doing the speed limit. It's kind of counterproductive when we're talking about trying to make the community a little bit better.
How do you think you can change people in the car community for the better?
Well, like I was saying earlier, we just need to stray away from doing everything that is illegal on the streets. I mean, even though, yeah, most of our cars aren't technically legal on the streets, but at the same time we're also trying to get to the point where we don't have to drive them on the streets. We can go to a track to do it. And people are going to do what they're going to do. We can't really stop people from making bad decisions, but we can make our own decisions and, you know, go forth in that way, in that direction, and show people like, hey, you don't have to be doing all of this illegal stuff on the streets. when you can actually be, you know, enjoying the car properly on the track and doing it the right way.
What does the Valley Crew channel mean to you?
It's funny because if you would have asked me a year or 2 years ago if I would think about starting a channel or, you know, being a part of a YouTube channel, I would have been like, there's like no way. Like, that's just something that I never would have thought would have been possible. But it's just crazy to think the day that I met Ben and Damon, just that time period, and Eddie, I just felt like this urge to be like, hey, let's do it. Like, why not? Let's take a shot. And I just feel like it means so much to me just because it's all of my friends that have, you know, we've all grown close together in this past year and a half that we've all been hanging out and doing car stuff and fun stuff. And I just, it means so much to me to think about what the future holds for all of us. And, you know, it's just getting started. 1,000 subscribers is just a stepping stone. It's amazing. It's awesome. I mean, in the short time that we've been doing this, but it means a lot to me because we've come such a long way in just the short amount of time that we've had doing this, and we're still having fun. We're still busy and we're still punching out videos whenever we can. But it's just, it really means a lot to me, and I really, really want to see what the future holds for it.
If YouTube were to become a platform for the Valley Crew channel, what message would you want to spread to all car enthusiasts?
Build your car, have fun with what you have, and don't build a car based on somebody else. Always build a car based on your preference and what you want it to be, and do it in the right, and drive it in the right place, and build it for a purpose, not just to have like this, you know, crazy fast car and not do anything with it. I feel like it's kind of pointless in a way to have a car that you just dump all this money into and show off to all these people, but you just go and, you know, park in the garage, or you go and street race and do all this other stuff, when you could be in a place with a controlled environment, a place that you can actually have fun legally and have a blast that way. Yes, it is expensive, but you should know that getting into this community, knowing that you're going to build a car, which is expensive. The car period is expensive, and everything you add on top of that is expensive. But the reason you're doing it is to up the performance. So where would you use the performance other than a track? So it's just one of those things that we just want to show people that we're doing this because we want to get to the point where we can actually use it in the correct place and have fun with it.
Tell me about someone you look up to and inspires you.
So, it's weird. I mean, I don't want to say this in like and seem like I guess a cocky person for saying it. I mean, obviously, you know, I look up to my dad, but that's in a different way, more so of like a lifestyle way. But when it comes to the car community, I want to be known, or I want us to be known as somebody or people that other people look up to, if that makes sense. So it's not really, I mean, there are certain people that I do look up to, like people out doing the cool track stuff, track events, going out and doing time attacks and all that stuff. But in the end, I want us to be people that other people look up to.
So just your group of friends in general inspires you, and you want to spread that inspiration.
Yeah, I feel like all of us inspire each other in a little different way, and we can all use that as an advantage to become, you know, the best at what we do. That's the end goal.
Whose car would you trade with for a day?
It's like, oh my god. Honestly, if I were to trade with any car, it would have to be the Civic. The EG is like, I don't care what people say about how slow it is. I don't care what people say about how sketchy it is. There's something about that car that literally just keeps you on the edge of your seat all the time. Going the speed limit, hauling some booty cheeks, or if you're just, you know, I can only imagine what that thing is going to be like on a track. Like, it boggles my mind what the finished product is going to be with that car, because it already scares me, and I feel like that is pretty cool.
How does driving your car make you feel?
It's a weird thing. I kind of picture driving my car as, you know, as being in an office. You know, kind of, it's like my workplace. I feel like, I don't know if that's a weird way of looking at it, but it's like, you know, when I'm driving, I'm always looking for different ways to improve my techniques and get better at what I'm doing. Because eventually I want to be on the track and actually be very proficient at racing. So, in a sense, when I'm driving my car, I can always see myself, you know, in my office, just, you know, on the racetrack. All the race car drivers say, "Hey, welcome to my office. This is my office, and this is what I do." So,
like your car is where everything feels right and where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, my car is where I'm supposed to be. My place in life is in the driver's seat. I have a freaking, I have a fortune in my mirror that says that. So I feel like that really means something to me.
If you could do any 3 things to your car right now, what would you do?
Well, the engine build is already in the process, so I guess you can kind of scratch that off. I want coilovers, I want new wheels, and I want a big wing. That is definitely going to happen.
How and when would you consider your car to be a finished product?
Never is. There's always stuff you can do. There's always things you can upgrade. There's always things that fail. There's always things that need tweaking. There's always tuning that needs to be done. And, I mean, by the time it's finished, this car will have pretty much close to $100,000 worth of work into it and parts into it. And I kind of don't want to think about that right now, but you know, we'll see where it takes us.
What should we expect next for your car?
The engine. I'm going to be starting assembly soon, so we're going to be recording all of that. Everything's going to go together. I'm going to need to buy a new head, have all that done at the machine shop, and yeah, get the whole thing together and then into the car, and then actually start racing and going out and using the car for what it's meant for. So I'm really excited for that.
Okay.